Okay. Okay. Now, the question to where are the good men? And I
Mm-hmm.
say this whenever I come across, attractive women and very sharp women, like, business-minded women, the boss
Mm-hmm.
babes, the alpha women,
Mm-hmm.
they ask this question: Where are all the good men? Like
Mm-hmm.
they're in your phone. They're in your phone.
Right.
They're in your phone. If I could get your phone right now, I'll open up your Instagram. I'll take a quick picture of you. I'll post that picture to your Instagram, and I would just put, I just need a little encouragement having a rough day. And guess what's gonna happen? Bloop, 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 bloop,
It's
bloop.
not gonna
Like
necessarily be
bloop,
good,
bloop,
man.
winky face, bloop, hearts, bloop, bloop, emojis, bam, comments. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna be hitting that comment. Girl, come on, I got you. So many
Not,
dudes.
but it may not be good quality men. I mean, because people are in my DMs all the time, sending heart eyes and different stuff like that, and leaving comments or whatever. But it's never really good quality men.
And then some of the guys have known you since y'all was in elementary school. Will be
Mhm.
texting you. You all right, girl? What's going on? You need something? I could come. We can. You want me to come over real quick? You want to go over and get some ice cream? You want to da da da? That's where they are. They're in the friend zone. These good dudes that you've known your whole life, men that are completely in love with you, men that will do anything for you, lay his life down for you. Be happy Valentine's Day is rolling around. Not like me. He ain't gonna be a dude to go hide and come Valentine, come the third or fourth of February. I go into hiding. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gonna hide
I come
it.
out on the 15th or 16th. Like, all right, the coast is clear, y'all. Come on out. You know what I mean? But those guys who will they want to bring you flowers, those guys
Mhm.
that want to have you on his arm, those guys that just absolutely adore the ground that you walk on, those dudes are in your phone.
I think
Those
some
good
of those guys
men.
are shy. Like, I don't think those guys are actually like saying stuff. I don't think they're actually like sending those messages or like shooting their shot. Like, I don't think the nice guys are doing that.
They have over the years, and they got them
Mhm.
in the friend zone. So now they're just sitting back waiting for that one night when you're really weak, and you know what I mean, Tyrone done did something too dirty to you, and you
Mhm.
come over to him, and he's like, "Oh, here's my shot." And here's the thing: he's not just trying to smash. He's just not trying to have a sexual encounter. He
Mhm.
really wants to be with you.
Okay.
Those guys get overlooked all the time. So on YouTube and in the YouTube world, there's a community called the Manosphere. I refer to it as the Mano Swamp. The
Oh,
red pill world. They call it's like the red pill world. And the red pill is basically um it's a practiceology, I think is what they call it, where men who aren't good at meeting women, those guys who are tired of being in the friend zones, those dudes who are completely invisible to most women, they kind of go into this community and they're trying to figure things out.
mhm.
So I'm over there and there's tons of podcasts and stuff like that. Now there's some people over there who are good actors, and there's some people over there who are really bad actors. There are people in that space. There are men in that space who are just like, we hate women, da da da, and you sit them
Yeah.
down and talk to them. They hate women because women don't see them. They hate them because they're bad at the game, and we all do. We admit honestly that it is a dating game. There's a method to it, right? So this is where guys go to learn the method. I'm part of that world where I try to talk to some of the dudes. That's what this platform is. That's what we're doing right now. We're trying to show men, hey, in 1080p, here's a beautiful woman right here. And they're like, yeah, sure. They all say they want where are the good men, but they don't see me. I'm trying to do everything. Come on, Uncle Saint, what am I supposed to do? And you're right now, you're saying, I'm telling you, these dudes are in your phone. And you're like, nah, they don't count.
Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe some of the other ladies in the comments, maybe they could, maybe they're in their phone, but they're not in my phone.
Give me your phone. We'll prove it on Tuesday. We'll prove it on Tuesday. See how many dudes show up because they know you're gonna be there chilling.
She said they are in our phones.
Yes,
I
they
don't know where
are. Yes, they are.
they
So
are.
in that world, there's what's called the 80-20 rule, right? And basically what the 80-20 rule is that, women want the best that they can get. People want the best that they get. I know I want the
Mhm.
best whenever I go out to look for something. But when we're
For sure.
talking about sexual dynamics and people, women going out there looking for their significant other, they're gonna
Mhm.
want the best man that they can possibly get, right?
Mhm.
Um, and they're gonna do whatever to get that guy. And the term is used, the scientific term is hypergamy, and it's basically they want the best. So that being the case, women pretty much only see, they would argue, and I agree with this argument. Women only see the top 20% of dudes. Right? The bottom 80% of dudes are virtually invisible to most women. So who are those guys? Who are the bottom 80 guys? Like the guy who's stocking the shelves at CVS. You know what I mean? The guy that's washing dishes over there at Starbucks. The guy who's dropping fries at McDonald's. Like the short dudes, the kind of chubby dudes, the dudes that stutter, right? The dudes that don't know how to manscape, the dudes that don't know how to.
And honestly, all of that is really not that important because, you know, we can put some clothes on you, you know, we can go to some speeching classes and get, you know, the stuttering thing. Okay. Like, you know, I don't know, like, but no, I for sure, like, I hear what you're saying, and I can agree to some of these things, but I personally have not came across, you know, these men.
Right. And look at brother, like remember Life of Cash is like, yeah, but we don't want them DL saying, right. We want the top tier dudes. We don't want the dudes that we got to put together. I hear what you're saying. Women could brush that guy up, get him right.
Because if you
right?
have a good heart, you're a nice, kind person. You're a hardworking person. You know, you have all these great qualities, but you know, maybe one or two things you need to kind of get together. Like, you know, a woman won't mind like helping a guy out, you know.
Don't make me put my hat on. That sounds like Cap, girl. Don't make me put my hat on. You do it again. Okay,
all right.
Listen here. You just described a good boy. I just want you to do me a favor and finish this statement. Good guys finish
first.
Good guy. Okay, finish this thing. Girl, tell the truth. Don't make me put my cap on.
With me, a good guy will finish first. Because I have dated so many bad guys. I don't want that. I'm too old for that.
Anymore. You said you dated them. You dated them. There's nothing wrong with that.
I can't believe you really got this hat. Where you got that from?
Because you capping over here, girl. Like you capping over here. Good guys finish what?
Good guys finish first.
Yeah, okay. Good guys finish last. Y'all know what time it is. That's what it is. Ask anybody. Good guys finish last. Now here's the deal. You just said it. And you know, and again, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart just for keeping it 100. And I knew you'll be perfect for this platform because we were keeping it real Saturday when we were all having a conversation. So, and thank you. It takes a tremendous amount of courage to do what you're doing right now. Right. So, and not hanging up on me and all that kind of stuff. Like, man, stop playing. But we all know good guys finish last. Right. There's 100, no doubt about it. Good guys finish last. And the bad boys have all the fun. Right. I mean, and girls just want to have fun. Right. Like, girls, that's what they just want to have fun. Girl, that's a great song, right? Y'all ain't as old as me. You might have to Google it. But girls just want to have fun. Cyndi Lauper. Right. So now, and so when you get into the manosphere, you get into the mano swamp. These dudes mostly nerds, like I said, the fat boys, the dudes who don't know how any kind of social skills. They walk up to girls. But I'm just saying, in general, we're just talking about the dudes in the bottom 80, the guys, the invisible men. They try to figure it out, and they'll come across someone like a podcast like Fresh and Fit, or they come across Rollo Tomasi and read his book, The Rational Male, or they'll come across Rich Cooper and read his book, Unplugged Alpha. And then they'll learn to, you know what, I really got to work on myself. I got to take real self-assessment. I got to get into the gym, get my body right. I got to work hard to get my money right. I got to figure out this whole social thing, right? I can't be the weirdo dude in the office anymore, running around punching dudes in their, you know, man part, because they, you know what I mean? I can't be the awkward guy anymore. And because 25 years ago, you can get away with that. You could be the what is it, the Al Bundy, right? The guy who's working selling shoes and hate his life, but still get himself a pretty hot wife and have a couple kids, and she's cool. But technology has changed. Instagram wasn't around back then, right? And if we say that women want to get the best, and then we add to that a platform like Instagram, well, you're wide open to the entire world. I mean, there's an infinite amount of dudes that you could be hollering at, right?
I mean, true, but
right. You know. And then back to the topic at hand. Dudes are out here and they're like damn, I don't even have the game. I don't have the understanding or the knowledge to approach Alex, who is open to talking to a dude who has a couple extra pounds, right? She's open to talking to a dude, right, whose hair ain't quite right, you know what I mean? But he doesn't even know how to start the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not going to say a word for fear. She's going to be pointing at me like, you know, that movie, The Body Snatchers, like, you know what I mean? Like, you something wrong with you.
Uh-huh.
This is one of the reasons why men aren't approaching. And I'm going to pull up another clip, and this is from Psych-Hacks. This is a dude, Dr. Orion Taraban. He is a psychiatrist, I think, one of the two. And he breaks down why men, and it's almost kind of like not quite clinical terms, but he breaks it down in easy to understand English. Let's check this out real quick.
Ryan Taraban, and this is Psych-Hacks, Better Living Through Psychology. The topic of today's short talk is why men are afraid to approach women. So there are a couple of obvious answers to this question that don't really need the Psych-Hacks treatment, but are important to note. So let's just go ahead and get them out of the way at the outset. Men are afraid to approach women because they are afraid of rejection, not only because rejection by definition is frustrating and generally perceived to be painful, but because rejection in this domain carries a special threat, namely that they will be perceived as creepy. This is especially true in the shadow of the Me Too movement. Men are afraid that not only will they be rejected, but they will be shamed or canceled as a consequence of expressing sexual interest. This is the world we live in today. But let's dive a little deeper into this issue because it's not immediately obvious why sexual rejection would be so much more intensely painful for men than other forms of rejection, though it is patently obvious that it is experienced as such by the vast majority of men. And we can consider that the pain of sexual rejection cuts deeper because, from an evolutionary perspective, the survival of the individual is of lower priority than the perpetuation of its genetics. That through the lens of evolutionary theory, an organism that lives a long and healthy life but fails to reproduce viable offspring has failed as an individual because its genetic lineage has gone extinct just as certainly as if he had never lived long enough to reach sexual maturity. On the other
And you see what I mean? Like the brother really knows his stuff. He's new to the manosphere, you know, the manoswamp, the red pill adjacent world. And he uses his training to kind of help people out. So the bottom 80 dudes are invisible. Some of those dudes, they just live with it. Some of those dudes are trying to get better at it. Some of those dudes become very hateful. The top 20% of dudes, let's talk about them for a moment. These are the guys. I mean, they getting on. These were the jocks. Right? These were the playboys coming up when they was younger. These were the dudes who were out there, no problem. They're smooth, they're suave, they're sophisticated. Some of them got some of them are lying and cheating, and some of them are telling the truth, right? The higher you go up that spectrum, the top tier dudes, and I'll give you an example. Now, I'm an old man now. I'm in my 50s. You know what I mean? I'm still out there, but I'm out there because of YouTube and for other reasons. I'm not really out there trying to get on. But when I was out there at my peak, because people always say, well, you know, you have to have money to get on with women. I'm like, money's a qualifier. It's a qualifier. Like height is a qualifier. You don't have to be 6 feet or taller, but women tend to like tall men. Being in shape is a qualifier. You don't have to be ripped. Like you said, there's dudes out there who are chubby getting it. The overweight lover, heavy D. You know what I mean? Like back in the day, like I'm gonna show my age. I'm gonna show my age, y'all. You know what I mean? Hell, the Fat Boys was smashing. You know what I mean? The name of the group was the Fat Boys. They were rappers. They were getting it. All those things are qualifiers. The thing is, these dudes have all the experience because women come after them. Most women, they want dudes who can get women. It's the fact, girl. I'm telling you the truth. If we go out, if I go out with you and your homegirls, and it's 80 y'all. I'm out with 8 beautiful women. Y'all range from 7 to 10 on the spectrum. Right? We go out, we're hanging out. that's when I'm gonna do the most damage as a single guy, because every woman's gonna be like, there's something about that man right there that he has all these beautiful women around him. They're all eagerly trying to get his attention. They're all talking to him. They're all touching him, not sexually, but boy, you so funny and this and that. They brushing up against him. Other women are watching, like, who's dude?
If I see that, that's not going to attract me in any type of way.
Not you, but that's going to attract most women. That's going to that women find. Think about the athletes, the top tier guys, like the stars, right? If you have a bunch of beautiful women around you, you know how to talk. You're good at stuff. Like for me, I'm a comedian. I'm good at that. You know what I mean? If you are accepted amongst other top tier people, high value people, women see that. They're watching. They're watching it. I mean, it's like he's not a weirdo. He can't be a weirdo if he's around all these people. I recognize that person he with, that DJ over there. I recognize that dude. He has a popular YouTube channel. That guy right there is on channel such and such on TV. And this dude must be someone. So when I finally come over to talk to you with your arms folded, and I see you over there, right? When I come over there, you would have your arms folded in real life, right? I would see you.
Yeah.
And if I walk over and I introduce myself, no lying, I'm not over there looking all crazy and whatever. I just come over and I say, hello, how you doing? What's your name? You're like, my name is Alex, and I compliment you first. I'm like, I noticed that you're wearing a Chanel bag. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that's a nice Chanel bag. Or I noticed your jewelry, or I noticed your nails or your toenails or your fingernails, and I compliment that. You're gonna be like, oh, okay. Now we can have a conversation. You know what I mean? I'm no shit. Where you from, girl? I hear a little bit of thing there. You're like, well, I'm from Georgia. What? Now we talking. As opposed to me just being a dude walking around, going from woman to woman, getting rejected. I come over to you, you're gonna be like, stop, boy. I ain't got no time for this.
Well, I mean, I get that, but at the same time, and people are different. But with me, I don't like the type of guy that's in everybody's face that, oh, I'm Mr. This, I do this, like, oh, all of that. That to me really does not matter. And y'all can say cap and all of that in the comments, but 100% like that doesn't matter to me. I like the chill guy who may be in the cut, not talking to nobody, to himself, maybe like, came with a friend or whatever, just to themselves. Like that's what I like. Like I like a low key guy. I don't need for you to be on the scene. I don't need for you to be flashy talking about this, that, and this, because all of that stuff does not impress me because I have my own. I do really good for myself. And like when people come in with what they can offer and what they do, like all of that's not cute to me.